Welcome back to Cactus Core Play Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. My name is Kevandre. Last time, we got the Quark ending, which was, he was cheated, because that was really not a Quark ending at all. And then we also got a bad ending where we lost our hand, because we betrayed Clover because we were very rude. Now this time, we've got pretty much only two options left, and so we're going to go to the left one first. Where we left off before on this one, I think in this timeline, Alice and Luna are dead already. And then what was this escape room? The archives? No, the security. Right. So we went with Phi to the security room. Yeah, I remember. After Kay chucked us in there after knocking us out to make us do it. Right, this was so long ago that it feels like. Okay, so now we're in the director's office, and we got the mystery of the two-headed lion, and I believe that we've got all of the information we need. We actually have two separate sets of codes here that might be what we're looking for. So I want to try the one that we just got first and see if that helps. And if that's not it, so let's try Shiki. And then the password is Jumpy Doll. It fits perfectly. Oh, that's not it. Okay. So then, we've got two separate things. One was the ID code that Luna gave us. And then what was that? That was this one. So the ID GTF DML 016 016, and the password, which was what Kay gave us, and I gotta track that picture down. Hold on. Kay, where are you, Kay? Again, I really should have written all this shit down rather than just taking pictures, but, you know, I'm a fucking fool. Actually, I think I remembered. I think it was Milkivoli. That was it. Okay, cool. I didn't even find the picture. I just remembered what it fucking was, because I tried it before. Alright. Phi. Come over here. What's wrong? I got in. What? How did you figure out the login? I don't know. Captain Kidd! What's up, Captain Kidd? I just knew it. What the hell do you mean you just knew it? I just knew it means I just knew it. You gave me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name. Why are you bringing that up? It doesn't have anything to do with this. You sure? It might. What? I don't... Look, just forget about that. Come take a look at this. Sure, fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind? Tell me what the hell is going on here. Why do you just know this login to this computer? Are you even listening to me? We continued to yell at each other for several more minutes, but no matter what Phi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up. Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying. Damn right I'm not. And the AB game deadline isn't getting any further away. Alright, let's see what this thing has for us. Where are we supposed to start? It looks like there's tons of stuff in here. Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I can try searching for that. Maybe we'll get a hit. I gave her what she'd asked for. GTF DML016. Her search returned several files, and after examining them for a moment, I opened one. Golem unit details. Are these product specifications for a golem? Looks like it. So, was GTF DML016 a golem's ID? Don't ask me. You seem to know more about all this than I do. Fine, whatever. Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense. Let's see here. Luna. Yeah. Why is there a picture of Luna in this file? There's something written underneath it. It says, appearance after application of ABT. ABT. ABT? There's this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they got on a nice suit of ABT over the metal skeleton. Makes us look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimple scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd even be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle of... I see. Luna was a golem. And DML016 was her product ID. That must have been what GOLM was trying to tell us when he was stopped. But why? Why would Luna be in the game? I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe that she would have come here of her own free will. So you're saying she was sent here by Zero Senior? Probably. Look, at the bottom of the screen it shows her current status. Currently operational. Executing special mission. You think her special mission is to participate in the game? Probably. So why did Zero Senior want a robot as a participant? You think maybe it was to supervise the rest of us? Maybe if something unexpected happened, she was supposed to correct it or something? What if some kind of Voight-Kampff test? A what? It's from an old book, a test to see how human she was, whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot. That might almost explain the whole game, actually. Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have designed to give us a chance to see your true nature. So it's kind of like the Chinese room. Yeah. Luna is the girl locked in the room, and the 8 of us are the people outside it. Well, like I always say, it's just a possibility, right? All what matters is the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, talks like a person, then it's probably a person. When did you figure it out? That she was a golem, I mean. Right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff. You're lying. When I told you about what happened with Golem in the pantry, you said something about how this game might be like the Chinese room. I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense. Like you just knew it? Yeah. Look, forget about that. See Luna's status? Yeah, it says the same thing it did a minute ago. Currently operational. Executing special mission. Whoa, wait, what the hell? Luna's dead. You think robots die? She was only injected with muscle relaxant. "10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline is passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally." Of course! Luna's the one who opened the AB gate. That might not be the only thing she did. Look. What do you mean? What are the last 3 digits of her product ID? 016? And where have we seen that before? Oh shit, I forgot about that. Right, Tenmyoji and Clover are dead. No. No, I don't believe it. Are you saying that it was Luna who handcuffed Clover and Tenmyoji? We should go check her body. You remember where it is? The crew quarters. Of course I remember. Was it that we thought everybody else was dead already? Is this the one where Dio and Kay were killed in the other room? There's Alice. No Luna. We were right. Yeah. Why? Why would Luna? And I trusted.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're gonna get penalized. Right, off we go then. The star keys. What?
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner.
Oh yeah, forgot about this thing. Right, Luna's bracelet. Yeah, with her bracelet there's 3 in this room. Were we supposed to be paired up with Luna for the security one? But she was dead. Right, okay, that's why we have her bracelet. I stepped outside and set Luna's bracelet down, then headed back into the AV room.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
Alright, I'll go ahead and hit the start button. You ready? Yeah, go ahead. Wait. Sigma. Huh? Luna?
1 minute remains till Ambidex game polling closes.
Wait. What the hell is going on? Why is Luna here? She's probably planning on participating in the game. You mean she's going to take the bracelet and go into one of the other rooms? Yeah. How's she going to vote? Betray? I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote ally, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass. She's got 7 BP, right? Yeah. Why are you asking, though? Her BP doesn't matter right now. What? Have you totally lost it? She doesn't have her bracelet on. And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her. Then why is she doing this? Isn't that obvious? She wants to keep our BP below 9. Say she defaulted to ally. We could choose whatever we wanted. We'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And I trust him.
2, 1.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's start by betraying and then we'll ally. I feel bad betraying Luna, but I think that ally is what we really want to get the actual ending, so we might as well do this one first.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna! Where's Luna? I leapt out of the door and ran toward the AB room I thought she had entered. But she's gone. Where'd she go? That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already. Then there it was. No, she didn't take it? That doesn't make any sense. Why would she show up just when we were about to vote? There was no reason for her to come if she was just going to default. Someone's calling me. That's a damn shame.
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Right, the results. Yeah, let's go have a look. Oh yeah, just the one. That's fucking depressing. Oh, dead. Oh my. I don't like that. Betray ally. Oh, I feel bad. I mean, she doesn't have her wristband anyway, so she could just walk through it with us.
points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
I'm trying to remember how all this happened. So Alice killed herself with the Radical 6. We thought that Luna had been killed with the injector gun. Kay and Dio seem to have like killed each other, right? In the billiards room or whatever the fuck that's called. Tenmyoji and Clover. Why is Quark dead? That doesn't seem right. I don't think Quark should be dead.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically. And the other 6 got penalized. Oh, they were penalized for it. That's why it was the skull. Yeah, here, some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. 5 of them are dead already, and Quark's bracelet is off. Oh, okay. That means all those penalties are meaningless. Yeah. Still don't know why Luna showed up, though. There's no reason to come here just to abstain. I can only guess at her reasons. But I'm sure it was part of some plan. A plan for what? Who knows? So, what do we do now? Whatever Luna's scheming, we still managed to get 9 BP. Do you want to leave? No, we can't. We still don't know if Quark is safe. No way am I leaving before we find him. I agree. I hoped you'd say that. So, are you gonna stay? Of course. Let's get moving. She spun around and headed toward the cyan door. I followed on her heels. If nobody opens the AB gates, I wonder if the Ambidex game has to be played at all. Yeah. They got the axe and the lance. Shit! He's not here either. This is the last room. Well, the last room we can get into. And we haven't seen Luna either. Yeah. Where the hell did she go? We were standing there trying to decide what to do next when we heard a familiar voice echo through the facility.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
What? No, that's not possible. What's not possible? But she only bit her lip and said nothing. Then all too soon it was over.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
What just happened? It's all over now, isn't it? We're stuck here forever. We should go back to the Floor A warehouse. I need to know if the door actually opened or not. With that, she was off. Yeah. With a sigh, I turned to follow. We can't just look at the door and tell if it was open or not. True. But the projection should tell us. What? Luna and Quark escaped? So it would seem. Why? How? Almost as if on cue, the screen flickered. And Zero Jr. appeared.
Well, long time no see, Ro. Remember your old pal, Zero?
You!
I'm guessing somebody is hoping for an explanation about what the diddly-o just happened. Because we're such great friends, I've decided to make an exception and descend from on high to give you a 411. Aren't you happy?
So, what's this explanation you've got?
Well, let's start with a little Quark. He was given an anesthetic that put him to sleep. While he was out, Luna carried him through the other side of the number 9 door.
But how did she open the door?
With Quark's bracelet, you silly bunny. It was still in the infirmary, remember? Luna just hopped over there and picked it up.
So I was right. Quark had 9 BP when the second round ended.
Yep.
But didn't he get penalized after the third round?
Yes, he did. But a penalty carrot to take away your points, just your life. The needles popped out and so on, but the points stayed the same.
So Luna took Quark to the door. And since her bracelet was already off, she wouldn't have had suffered the penalty. No, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Oh, right. She's a golem.
Alright, I think my tale is through.
Okay, well, I've got some questions for you, buddy.
Bah!
Not you.
Well, good thing you don't have any questions for V. That guy's a jerk.
This isn't the alphabet.
You must be feeling pretty good if you're able to joke around like that. I mean, 6 people just died here. Hey, it's not really a big deal. That's just how you humans are, after all. So long as you make it, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Am I right?
No, you're wrong. Don't screw with us.
It's cool, it's cool. I know you gotta act tough. I mean, you chose betray. That means you don't trust Luna, right? Figures, she's a golem. She might even be a murderer. That's why you were planning to leave her here and bone out, wasn't it? You see? It's all about you. Haven't you thought about how sad you've made Luna? Oh no.
What?
Well, looks like my time here is just about all used up.
Wait, I still have questions for...
No, I won't wait. I don't like waiting. I waited once, and some half-witted reptile got the better of me because of it. After that, I learned to make sure to value my time.
The tortoise and the hare.
Alrighty then, I'll see you when I see you. Have a nice trader.
I do feel fucking horrible. For a few long moments, Fi and I just stared at the spot on the wall where Zero had disappeared. Where had Quark been? Who had given him an anesthetic, and why? We had no idea who'd killed everyone, and Zero Senior's identity, as well as the purpose of the Nonary game, remained a mystery. As for our futures... What are we supposed to do now? I hadn't meant to say the words out loud, but there they were. The tortoise won because he kept going even when it looked hopeless. I think we should do the same. We've got plenty of time after all. We'll give the dead the closest thing to a funeral we can manage, and when that's done, we'll start looking. Even if I never leave this place, I'll figure out why we were here, I swear it. I looked at the fire in her eyes and nodded. If nothing else, at least we had a purpose. Spicy, spicy times. You guys have no idea how difficult it's been for me to not allude to the fact that Luna has been a golem this entire time. That's the thing about having played this game before. I kind of wish that I was experiencing it for the first time. On one hand, I think that I would be incredibly frustrated with it. On the other hand, I also kind of wish that I could react to these things in real time, you know, not already knowing the twists and turns. Well, let's keep going. You know what? Why not? Fuck it.
Two minutes remain until polling closes.
Skip. My girl. Hey, Sigma. Are you insane? Why the hell did you choose Ally? Wait, we can talk about that later. Right now... She's gone. Where'd she go? That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already. Then... there it was. No skipping still. I thought so. She didn't pick it up. Without the bracelet, she couldn't have voted. Then she let the system vote ally for her?
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Right, the results. Yeah, let's go have a look. Oh. Man, it's depressing just seeing the one portrait. Dead, dead. Dead, dead. Ally. Ally. Hey, 999, what do you know?
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
This is a depressing-ass timeline. Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically. And the other 6 got penalized. Yep, AB game rules, I know. Then again, 5 of them are already dead. We don't know where Quark is, but his bracelet's already off. Yeah, that means all those penalties are meaningless. Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but... Alright. What do you want to do, Sigma? You want to leave? What? You're kidding, right? Weren't you the one who kept going on about how Quark's still alive? I can't just run off and leave him here. You sure? Yeah. Well, that's a relief. I was hoping you'd say that. Well, let's get moving. We need to find Quark. And Luna too, right? Luna. Want him.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 4 of the Ambidex game will be the Star round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
Fi and I checked our bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was a magenta pair, just like before, but Fi had changed to a red solo. Didn't really matter, though. Both of our bracelets showed the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door, and we'd never have to play another AB game again. Alright, Quark comes first. Let's go. She spun around and headed for the cyan door. I followed on her heels. Alice's corpse. Tenmyoji and Clover's corpses. Old lady's corpse. Why don't they check the actual security videos to see if they can find where she's at? Silly gooses. Sorry, silly geese. Excuse me. Beep, 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 beep. Sigma, there's something I want to ask you. What is it? There are 3 doors here. You, Alice, and Luna went through the one on the right. That took you to the Golem Bay, correct? Yeah. According to the map, that's the door on the bottom. There's a lever on that thing in the middle, right? We pulled it, but it only opened one of the doors. What about it? Take a look. See the lock? Open? Yeah. Then who the hell opened it, and how? There's only one person who could have opened it. Luna. Alright, let's head in. Okay. Quark is in here, where he was in the other timelines. What the heck are these things? I think they're treatment pods of some sort. What bent pods? Even as I spoke, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how or why, but I felt a strong sense of deja vu when I looked at them and suddenly realized I knew exactly how to operate the pods. It was a strange, unsettling feeling, as if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know. One of them is lit up. The one on the left, is it being used? The glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside. Let's crack it open then. Yeah. It's our boy Quark. Quark! Our feet pounded across the floor of the warehouse. This is it. Quark's body bounced in my arms as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. The pause display had given us a little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd been giving an anesthetic which had put him to sleep. Ready? What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure. Is it really okay for us to just leave? What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too? What? Think about it. Alice, Clover, Tenmyoji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay. There's a good chance Luna killed all of them. But why? Why doesn't matter. Remember when we saw Clover's thigh? 016. And what's the same number as? The last 3 digits of Luna's product ID. But how would Clover know that? She wouldn't. There's no way she would know that. Where do we find the old woman's corpse? In the AB room that Luna came out of. And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right? She could have used it anytime she wanted. That means any alibi she might have had for not being able to move the crane is worthless. Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. At the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try and kill Alice. To keep her quiet. She could have also have murdered Dio and Kay. Remember their star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts them in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? I admit none of this evidence is conclusive. But I look at our options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is the most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility designed to do God knows what. If what you said about golems and a central computer is true, she's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's. There isn't really much of an argument to be made here. The only option is to leave her here and get out. Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Okay, you're right. Let's get out of here. Damn. Don't scare me like that. Okay, I'm gonna open it. You ready? You don't have to ask me. Isn't that what you always say? Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here. Let's go. With a heavy, labored groan, the number 9 door began to open. As soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Fi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lift platform, like the kind used to move industrial cargo. Fi turned to face me, and I shoved Quark into her arms. Huh? Before she could respond, I spun around and ran.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Sigma! What the hell are you thinking? Get back here! Sorry, Phi. There's something I have to do. Take care of Quark. No. You don't mean... You're gonna go find Luna? God damn it, Sigma! Think about what you're doing! Sigma! Listen to me! You can't do this!
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
I had no regrets. In fact, with Phi and Quark's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. One of my objectives had been achieved, and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. Alright, time to go. Luna's waiting. Luna, I knew you'd be here.
You know?
Oh, right. We haven't talked to her in this one, huh?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in this whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly for saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. I'm not sure what you mean just now, but... Are you talking about something that happened in another history?
What?
I know what you can do. Someone told me about it once. They said that you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time.
Who told you that? Luna looked down at the music box around her neck. Carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom.
Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something? Why I killed them, perhaps?
Well, actually, I already know you didn't do it.
Oh? Why do you think I didn't do it? I'd like to know your reasoning.
Alright. I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. Might as well start with the old woman. There's no point beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her.
Why do you think so?
Her left arm had blood splatter all the way up to her elbow, except for a stripe on the wrist that was perfectly clean. What could have caused that? My guess is a bracelet. It got covered with blood and kept her wrist clean. Obviously, none of our bracelets had blood splatter on them, but Dio's bracelet reacted to the luminol. The spritzy, excuse me. That meant that Dio's bracelet had to have come from the old woman.
Is that your proof? That's what you think Dio killed her?
No, that's only enough to suspect him. After all, he could have just taken the bracelet after somebody else killed her.
Then why are you so sure?
Because he confessed.
What?
After his bracelet reacted to the spritzy, I confronted him. Alright, fine. You caught me, I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Wait, when did that happen?
In a different timeline.
Isn't that against the rules?
What rules? I hope you're not trying to tell me to bring up... I hope you're not going to try and bring up Nox's 10 Commandments. Does it really matter if it's against the rules or fair? The truth is the truth. I'd say that Incident P happens, and after the timeline splits into Timeline A and Timeline B. I don't think it's unfair to base a theory in Timeline A on information I found in Timeline B. After all, A and B both came from the same place, P. If you trace the history of both timelines, you'd end up back at Incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with Incident P by visiting Timeline A or B, then yes, it'd be a different story. I don't know that it'd be unfair per se, but it'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules. Fuck, I need to take my time with talking. Like, you know, the principle of causality. I'm sure that Dio killed the old woman. By extension, that means that you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be part of the nonary game. Somehow, he got in and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. But the fact remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on 4A and waited for someone to come out of one of the AB rooms. That someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the AB room and came out of her on her own. Somehow he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with the graffiti on it. I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind so that he wouldn't get any blood on himself. As soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. No, wait, actually. He probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe the blood off, so he used the handkerchief for that too. Anyway, the point is that he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the rightmost AB room and its neighbor. He probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back to the AB room that the woman had left. Quark would have been still fast asleep, so as far as he knew, Dio was there the whole time. This does raise a few other questions, but I'll save those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders. Well, actually, one of them probably isn't a murderer.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Alice. I'm pretty sure she committed suicide.
All of humanity is going to die! Adults, children, everyone! Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
She'd been infected with Radical 6. I think that infection caused her to take her own life. She used Dio's knife, which she'd found in the warehouse after the AB room moved and exposed it. She took it with her and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. Next are Clover and Tenmyoji. The first question is who put the handcuffs on them. The clue is the message Clover left, 016. If you think about it though, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in the handcuffs. That means she would have had to write on her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Why not just use your left thigh? The thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together and the message got transferred to the right thigh. We just never saw the original because we didn't bother to check the other leg. In other words, she wasn't trying to write 016. She was trying to write DIO. With her dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of her killer. Now, about Kay and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance that Dio killed Kay. Here's how I imagined it happened. Kay probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with a spritzy spritzy. We found the bottle in Kay's robe. He wouldn't have seen the reaction immediately, but Dio would have known what was coming. As soon as Kay turned the lights off, it would be clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is that he decided to take preemptive action. When we found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Maybe Kay turned the switch of the light off and Dio took that opportunity to attack him. Kay was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Then he died. So that accounts for all 6 bodies, none of them your fault.
Sigma, I'm glad you didn't think that I did it, but all of your theories are, well, theories. Like Alice committing suicide, how can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmyoji, I could have easily killed them. You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through an action, allow a human being to come to harm. Move some stuff around because I'm going to be talking a lot.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Sigma.
Luna, I have to ask you. Can you tell me, well, everything you know? Your mind is in the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Eventually we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
It doesn't matter. Tell me everything.
Well, first, yes, Theo did sneak into the facility. He used a large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on 4A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
That doesn't really sound like sneaking, it sounds more like just he walked in.
I guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily. But that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
What do you mean?
Theo wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew he was going to come.
So they brought him here?
In a way.
But why?
Because his presence was an important part of Zero's project.
What project?
I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever. Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay? Anyway, Theo found his way in. They made sure he didn't know he was going to actually be let in.
So why did he come here?
To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first to come out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put their bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with a handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms.
5th and 6th.
Counting from the left in the original placement.
In other words, the rightmost room would have been the 6th room, and the one next to it would be the 5th?
Da. After that, he went back in the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up.
What were you doing while that was happening?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room. I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered. Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
Wait, if Zero Jr. controls everything, then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane?
That's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
Then who moved the old woman?
Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in.
Why did you do that?
Because I was ordered to.
What? Luna, listen to me very carefully. As you already know, this final stage of the project begins in 2 hours. This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure.
I understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission? Sorry, I'm not trying to do a Phi voice here. Not really sure how to do an old lady's voice very well.
Enter the nunnery game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well?
Yes, our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct? He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first one out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, Mim. Is there a problem? With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone's going to be killed and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Article 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease? That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow your orders. But, Luna, I am giving you an order. I am in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this. Duh. Good. Now, I have one final order. Another order, Mim? Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them. Where? To the room you were about to enter, the 6th AB room. But why? Not your concern. As a participant in this game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data. There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know which, ideally, you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants. You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants. Is that an order? Yes. Do I make myself clear? Duh. After that, I went to the AB room as I'd been told to. As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated. But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake. So I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility. And you saw the old woman being murdered. Duh. It was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out. I think she knew that Dio was going to kill her. When she'd said she had one final order for me, I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I had that passes for a help felt like it snapped in two. I think I understand. Everything you did because you've been ordered to. Duh. And it was the old woman who gave you those orders? Then is she Zero Senior? No. What? But if she gave you the orders... She did, but she wasn't the only person that took orders from. There was someone else? Duh. And that person is Zero Senior? Duh. They worked together to develop the project she mentioned. So I suppose, technically, my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Junior, too. I told you before that Zero Junior moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me. But why? I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so people wouldn't suspect me. If they didn't want people to suspect you, then why have you moved the body in the first place? Eventually we'd figure out the rooms had been moved and that she was in your room. Then maybe they wanted the opposite. You mean, maybe they wanted you to suspect me? That doesn't make any sense either. If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room? You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me. You mean like Alice? Duh. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room. So they somehow knew Dio would hide the knife there? Duh. I think so. But how could they know that? Well, whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved. Which meant that Clover also figured it out. And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her own life. Clover didn't realize that, though, or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Fi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes. Wait, you were listening to us in the security office?
That wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed.
We were watching through the security cameras.
I was. I could see and hear everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to the room 2 of the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful. I know you killed Alice. Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up. I'm only going to give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her. I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6 and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it, but I couldn't answer any of her questions.
Because of your orders.
Then at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding up the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course, while we were fighting over it.
Whoa, hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight? I get that part. What I don't understand is why it did anything to you.
You mean, because I'm a golem?
Yeah.
One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players, a human. Any human injected with the element of tubercularine would die.
That's why you, died? To keep up the facade that you were human?
Yet. I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off my power to my body again. He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders too. So, to make it look like I had died, he turned the power off. Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me.
How can you be sure?
When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that? After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get an AED.
You mean the defibrillator? That used an electrical shock to restart the heart, right?
Correct.
So that was why she left?
Da.
At 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin and the crew quarters.
She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio.
Dio?
Da. I guess she just saw him, really. They didn't talk, she just ran past.
And he just watched her go by?
Da. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing. But he chose to not go after her. He had something else to do.
At 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters the room.
He seemed pretty surprised to find my body.
Yeah, I bet.
It didn't take him long to get over it, though.
Wouldn't imagine it would. What did he do then?
He'd gone there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solo.
Right? Without it, Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, wouldn't be able to get through the secondary door. Right?
Da. But he couldn't find it.
Of course. Fi had already taken it by then.
Da. But there was something else he wanted to do, too. He was there to take the knife. Removing it was gruesome.
But why did he want the knife? Was it because he'd used it to kill the old woman?
Yet, I don't think so.
Then what do you think?
I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman.
Why wouldn't he want anyone to see that?
Do you remember what it said? There was a word engraved on the blade.
Myrmidons.
Da.
What does Myrmidons mean?
It's the name of the organization he belongs to.
What is it, like a club or something? I don't think so. God damn it, Sigma. Just use your fucking morphogenetic shit and figure out what the Myrmidons are. Well, what is it then?
I don't really know.
No idea?
I'm afraid not.
Wait, wasn't he here to try and stop whatever Zero was doing?
Da?
Then, wouldn't that mean he's on our side?
I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
You got a point. Damn it, this is ridiculous. I guess this enemy of my enemy isn't really a friend, huh?
May I continue?
Yeah, keep going.
After he took the knife, Dio rifled through what few belongings Alice had.
Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That was where he found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it. At least, as far as Luna could tell. At 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio left the room.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When they left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is he was going after Clover. He found her with the AED. She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Dio didn't let her.
Hey, wait! Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed it, weren't you? When Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight. The fuck do you think you're doing? Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up. God damn, your voice. Dio! What the hell are you doing? None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit. Like hell, you son of a bitch! He let out a yell and leapt toward Dio. The younger man dodged him easily and lashed out with the knife. Tenmyoji caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then, as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. But Dio was a much younger and stronger man, and the wound Tenmyoji gave himself with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar Dio threw him off, and Tenmyoji collapsed to the floor. What are you gonna do? Let's see. How about this? Ah! Heh, how cute. You two really look great together, you know?
What are you gonna do to us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to the sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
No, nothing so tasteless. Fuck me.
What are you gonna do then?
How'd you like to make a bet?
A bet?
You got 20-something minutes till the primary white doors open. So I'd say you got 25 minutes till they close, give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
we'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help. Now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind 2 nice, thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, nobody's going to hear you scream. Well, I'm off to the 4B warehouse, okay? Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later. No, Dio, not a great guy. Really.
25 minutes passed and no one came. Of course, by then there were only 3 people who could have come, apart from Dio.
You mean me, Fi, and Kay, right?
Da. You were in the crew quarters at this point.
Yeah. Kay had told us about you. We'd also noticed that the knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what was happening in the infirmary.
Unfortunately for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary doors closed, both the bracelets injected them with Sotorin.
The anesthetic, right?
Da. Almost immediately they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand.
And the word she wrote was Dio.
Da. As for what happened in the rec room, well, I guess I don't really need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
So Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with the Spritzy Spritzy, and then while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with the axe. Dio mortally wounded him, but it didn't kill him, so Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with the spear. And I guess that's when we found them.
Da.
When did Kay get the Spritzy Spritzy?
After they went to the White Door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to Floor 8 to look for everybody else. They went to the crew quarters first and the infirmary. Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected them to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that's when he found the Spritzy Spritzy.
Right. That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Well, what do you think? There's a bear shit in the woods? Well, the first thing is Cork's bracelet. Why was it in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket.
But why did Tenmyoji have Cork's bracelet?
I told him where it was.
When?
Do you remember when you came out of the rec room with Fi and Tenmyoji?
Yeah, when he sprayed us with the Spritzy Spritzy, right? Sure, I remember that.
Right after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Cork. I ran into him at the end of the hallway where the 3 doors and the switch were. That was where I told him. Look, Tenmyoji! The center door is unlocked! He took off through it without another word.
That was the treatment room, right?
Da.
Where Cork was sleeping.
Right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Cork, he ran to his pod and started crying.
Out of relief, right?
Da. The display on the pod showed Cork's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment you looked at it. Next to the pod was Cork's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
Why was Cork's bracelet off?
I took it off.
How?
Aluminum foil.
What? You mean the stuff from the crew quarters?
Oh, you found it? Didn't you know that the aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties?
What?
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes of pumping blood. Your fancy little bracelets pick up on that. They're always watching.
Wait, so you're telling me the aluminum foil can block the electromagnetic waves your heart sends out?
Duh. All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet.
And the bracelet thinks your heart is stopped?
Duh.
Holy shit. It was that easy all along?
Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Cork's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod.
Wait, why was Cork in the pod to begin with?
Oh, that's easy. I put him there.
When did you do that?
Remember when we were first looking for Cork? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Gollum Bay.
So you carried him to the treatment pod?
Da.
Were you the one who unlocked the treatment center too?
No, I was not. I do not have the authority to operate any of the facility's machinery.
So it was your junior?
That's right.
You activated your body too, right? Man, I don't get any of this. Why the hell did he do that? I guess it wasn't really him that did it, huh? He was just doing what your senior and the old lady told him to do. Everything leads back to them, huh? Of course it does. So, are you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
Isn't that obvious? Tell me what this project is. Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So why were we brought here?
To play the nonary game.
And why were we supposed to play the nonary game?
That was part of the project.
Very helpful. Why did Alice kill herself?
Because she was infected with Article 6.
How did she get infected?
The senior and the old woman did that.
Why?
It wasn't necessary evil. It had to happen for the project to succeed.
What would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide?
Clover wouldn't have suspected me and she wouldn't have accidentally, killed me.
Then what?
I wouldn't have collapsed and Dio wouldn't have found my body. That would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place.
In other words, you're saying Clover and Tenmyoji died for this project.
Da.
Well, actually it was the tuba curine that killed them. But they were only infected with it because of their bracelets, and they were only wearing those bracelets because of the nonary game. If that nonary game was part of this project, then that's one more way it killed them.
I guess. If you want to look at it that way.
Now, what about Kay and Dio? Why would they kill each other?
Because Dio killed the old woman. He was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth.
Then if Dio hadn't killed the old lady, what happened in the rec room would have never taken place, right?
Da.
So let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her?
So that he could pose as one of the participants.
And why did he do that?
To disrupt the project.
Then why did she let him kill her?
The same reason they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail.
Six people died here. 4 of them were murdered, one way or another, by Dio. At first, that makes it look like Dio's the reason they all died, but that's not true, is it? All of them, all 6 of them, they all died for this project. That means that the murderer, or I guess I should say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Senior, right? Please, Luna, tell me. What is this project about? Who is the old woman? Who is Zero?
Sigma.
Hmm?
Would you hug me?
What? Instead of answering, Luna wrapped her hands or her arms around me and buried her face in my chest. My own arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Was Luna crying?
This feels nice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. Hey, Luna? What the hell's going on?
I'm sorry. My APT is usually held in place by muscle fiber, but after Clover gave me the tuberculin...
Okay. I get it.
Does it scare you? This is what they really look like. I'm a golem. Just a machine. A jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real.
I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could.
You believed in me this whole time.
Yeah.
Even though I look like this?
Of course. I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up.
What?
I've done things I really shouldn't have. Do you remember what you asked me earlier? About the Zero Jr. had reactivated my body? Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did. I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr. and I hacked it.
What?
That was the first thing. The second. Do you know what the second one was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tenmyoji. Then Kay and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other. That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself, and I could have even saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders. But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared.
I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero Junior systems is very, very bad. Golems who don't follow orders can become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course, but everything that's stored in your core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted. What? Wait, are you saying that very soon now I'll be gone? Zero Junior is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I doubt I'll be around much longer. What? Why? I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserve this. No! No, you don't! Even if you had done something, you would have been killed anyway. You can't blame yourself. You did what you could. You're not wrong. This game is what's wrong. Forcing you to watch your friends die is what's wrong. Oh, Sigma. Thank you. I'm really glad I met you. Luna! Luna! It's going to be okay. I'm not going to let them do this. You're going to be fine, I promise. Just please don't. I'm sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms. Luna! Thank you, Sigma. And goodbye, Doctor. Doctor? But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. With one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart. Let's get past the credits there. Luna N just fucking breaks my heart. The achievement is called Tears in the Rain. There she is. All that's left is the true ending, which appears to be Phi ending. Wow, this was basically 3 episodes in one. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to my voice as well. But still, I knew that once I started down this path, I had to see it through, because that's just, it's like the defining moment in this game, in my opinion. I really, really like Luna ending. I mean, it fucking breaks my heart. I've actually got a poster. I'll put a picture of it up here, of that part. Not exactly that part, but it's related. It's kind of a vague thing that I actually found at Sat Gamers Expo a few years ago. I was surprised to see any Zero Escape stuff there at all. But I did absolutely pick up the poster, and I got it out there. I don't think anybody else knows what that poster is. But now that Garrison's going to be moving in here, he's going to be like, hey, wait a second. So that'll be fun. Anyway, shout out for today. Semi-related, well, not semi-related, completely related to last time shout out. I'm doing a shout out to a Japanese voice actor named, and I'm going to say it wrong probably, Mamoru Miyano. He's the voice actor, the Japanese voice actor for Rentaro Okube from Steins Gate in the games, as well as the anime. Now, in general, I like the English dub of the anime better than the Japanese. That's kind of my preference anyway in the first place. I generally am a fan of an English dub. But playing through the games, there is no English dub. It's only in Japanese. And over that time, I got really used to hearing these characters in Japanese as well. Now, I'm not saying that J. Michael Tatum is bad in any way. In fact, I would probably rank them equally, because, man, does J. Michael Tatum break my fucking heart. But the Japanese voice actor, also incredible. He's over the top when he's doing the mad scientist thing. It's amazing. And he also just, when he's doing the sad scientist thing, it really tears at your heartstrings, man. So I'm doing a shout out to him because he absolutely deserves it. I think that he's also the voice of the main character in the Japanese dub of Judgment, the Yakuza spinoff. Now, I'm not going to play Judgment in Japanese because, it's got Jeremy in there, as well as Greg Chun as the main character. So I'm there for the English dub, really. But I found that out the other day, and that was fun. So, shout outs to this Japanese voice actor. I think he does just an incredible job. Very, very good. Anyway, that's going to be it for this time. I hope you cried. I got kind of close, but I think that was also just part of my saying it also helped with that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this time. Next time, we've only got the one choice left. Let's go back over here. Everything is done. Save for this path. So I'm going to go ahead and jump here to deactivating bomb number 2. And save here. That way I don't have to rewatch the opening cutscene again, and next time we can just jump right the fuck back into it. But that's going to be it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this supersized episode. I don't know if next time will be the final episode. It may break into 2, because I think that we still do have one more escape room. So it could be 2 or 3 episodes left. We'll see. But we'll see you next time. Later, players.